Hello dear students. Today we are going to start chapter 3rd, that is human reproduction. So before starting of this chapter, let me give you a few important points which are very important to understand whole system. As we all know, all humans, they are showing sexual dimorphism. So what does it mean? This term is very important because in certain lower animals we know that we cannot identify male or female when we look at, but in case of the higher animals we can identify immediately at a sight. When we see there are certain characteristics which are representing about a particular sex, it means male and female, so that we have the discrimination between male and females with the help of clearly visible structures. We call this term sexual dimorphism. Di means two forms. It means morphism means this word is coming from morphos, and morphos means forms. So we have a two distinct forms in case of humans with observable characteristics. Male and female both are having observable characteristics. So we have a different reproductive structure because we have a sexual dimorphism. So male reproductive structure and female reproductive structure is separated and highly evolved, I must say. Human reproductive system is one of the advanced systems we have till now. So whenever we talk about reproduction, so you know that asexual, vegetative and sexual, three kinds of reproduction. In case of humans we have only sexual reproduction, and we have the condition of sexual reproduction. What is the condition? Condition is there should be the formation of gametes, and by the meiosis, and we have a fusion, and then gametes should meet together, and then after we have a formation of zygote, development of embryo, and then birth of child. So we have a sequence of events. It takes time, my dear students, to reproduce. So one by one we'll take. Sexual dimorphism, it means male and female system is completely separated. So in your syllabus it is mentioned you have to go through a detailing of male and female reproductive system. Separately we'll study. And then what is the next? When we have system for what? System is responsible for the production of gametes, male gametes as well as female gametes. So that formation of gametes, we have a process that is known as gametogenesis. After the discussion of the system in detailing, we will have to discuss about the process that is gametogenesis, and that process, it means formation of gamete. That is a collective word, gametogenesis. But we know that males are producing sperms and females are producing ovum. So we call spermatogenesis and oogenesis. So spermatogenesis, it means production of sperms. Oogenesis, it means production of ovum. So we have spermatogenesis and oogenesis. So it is in case of the male and it is in case of the female. So these are the two processes. We will have to go in detailing of these two processes. Spermatogenesis, oogenesis will take on detailing. And after the production of gametes, and the next point we need to focus on that, this production of gametes, it is having a specific age, and in biology, in a biological term, we call puberty. What is called? What is called puberty? It is the specific age where we have starting of production of gametes. So that is puberty. We have to understand, in case of the females, in case of the males, whenever they reach into puberty, we have a starting of gametes, and then we observe various changes, because not only that one, these changes trigger into physical as well as psychological change. Feelings are also changed, emotions are also changed, and the physical changes as well. We have a different kind of sensation. So we'll understand about. After the formation of gametes, for the reproduction, what is requiring? That gametes should meet together, that is fusion. And fusion, many times we did, it is fertilization. When gametes are fusing together, we call fertilization. So for the fusion of gametes, male and female, they have to mate, and that a scientific word that is known as copulation. So copulation does not result all the time fertilization. We can inhibit, it means human can inhibit this process. Copulation, mating always does not result about fertilization. Remember this point. But we have that initial step. It means whenever we have mating, that scientific word, biological word we call copulation, we have chances of fertilization. That is the important word, chances of fertilization. So male and female, they should come together, they should mate together, and when they are mating, we have the chances of fertilization. And what is the, we know that males gametes are motile and females gametes are not motile. It is stationary. It is situated at fallopian tube, and it waits for male gametes, and whenever it is not getting male gametes, it is discharging from the body and coming out from the body. We'll discuss in gametogenesis and that one ovarian cycle. So whenever we have the mating, so in the time of mating, we have a one process, that one is known as insemination. What is insemination? That is a release of sperm in the female tract. That is a biological term, insemination. You should know that one. Insemination, whenever we have the release of sperm into the female tract, reproductive tract, that term we call insemination. Millions of sperms at a one time is released for the fertilization process, to fulfill the fertilization process, because all the sperms cannot reach. Only the best sperms are selected by the female system. There are that various hurdles. In case of the female tract, that tract is completely acidic, and due to that acidic medium, many sperms are killed, and the best one who can move faster, who can survive in that condition, only it can reach to the female gamete, which is situated into the fallopian tube, and then we will have the fulfillment of the process of fertilization. So that is insemination. And whenever we have the insemination, male gamete is getting female gamete, and then the climax time has come, they start uniting together. It means fertilization process. And after the fertilization, the haploid condition is converting into diploid. Gametes are haploid, we know that, because they are produced after the meiosis, so obviously they are haploid in nature. So after that one fertilization, haploid condition is converting into diploid condition, and because that 50% characteristics are coming from the male side and 50% from the female side, we have the blending of characters. and that structure we call zygote. What we are calling? Zygote. So this one is formation of zygote is the next step. It means haploid condition is converting into diploid condition. Yes, you are right. And then we have zygote is undergoing a successive changes, and these changes are resulted into the production of embryo, transformation of embryo, and that embryo will lead to the development of the body parts, organs, system, and after that a few months, it means gestation period. What we call, when we have the formation of embryo, that is various process. Implantation is there. Implantation will discuss. After the formation of zygote, there are various stages. It takes 7 days to change and then come into the uterus, and then it is fixing with uterus. Tight connection is built for the transportation, that is implantation. Will discuss in detailing, and then that structure embryo starts developing and uterus can expand. As long as embryo is developing, uterus is expanding. So that's why you must have observed that pregnant women, they have that expansion of uterus, and it is shown clearly. So we have development of embryo, and after the completion of development, that is gestation period. What we call gestation period. So it is 9 months in case of the human approximately. It may vary about certain conditions. Then we have birth of child, that is patriation. It means birth of child, delivery of child. So these are the steps, and this is the result after so many efforts inside the body, outside the body. There are so many inside the body psychological changes, outside the body that emotions are attached. So we will discuss about all these steps in detailing. When we take human reproductive system, our next topic is human reproductive system. So when we take this topic, human reproductive system is divided into 2 parts, that is primary sex organ and secondary sex organ. So first of all, you are aware about primary, secondary. Primary sex organs are those organs who are only responsible for the production of gamete and formation of hormones. These are the two primary category. Only they have the 2 basic function: production of gametes and production of hormones. So primary sex organs collectively we call gonad, and in case of the males we have a pair of testes, and this is the primary sex organ which is having 2 important function, that is production of gametes, that is sperm, and production of hormones, that is testosterone. So whatever changes in case of the males after the puberty, it is due to this hormone. So we have a various psychological emotional changes, and one can observe easily that difference in the thinking process, and we have the starting of the attraction towards the opposite sexes whenever we have the production of testosterone. So that is a very important hormone. In case of the female, ovary is the primary sex organ responsible for the production of the female gamete, that is ovum, we also call ova, and sex hormones are also produced by the ovary, that is estrogen and progesterone. Students, try to understand, these are the 2 hormones in case of the females, estrogen and progesterone. There are many more as well. These 2 hormones are very important for the production of gametes, and they have ovarian cycle. All the females have a different way of production of gametes. We will have in our syllabus, we will discuss in detailing ovarian cycle. It is also known as menstrual cycle. These are the two basic hormones, estrogen and progesterone. They are responsible for the production of gametes, and they are also responsible to that change in the physiology as well as psychology. In case of the females, when we have the puberty, there is a various changes inside the body, and I uh, told you it is not only physical but it is also psychological and emotional changes as well. So the this is about primary sex organs. What about secondary sex organs? Simple definition: organs which are not responsible for the production of gametes, but they are helping in other processes. It means fusion of gametes, that one release of gametes. So such kind of processes, they are fulfilling that process of fertilization. That is also the role of that one secondary sex organ. So in case of the males, vas deferens, that is epididymis, scrotum. There's so many. Scrotum is not, because it is the part of the testis. So vas deferens, epididymis, penis, these are the structure which are secondary sex organ. In case of the females, except ovary, we have fallopian tube, that is uterus, vagina, cervix. These are the secondary sex organ which are helping in reproduction, but they are not involving in the production of gametes and production of hormones. So these are the importance and two different that one characteristics of human reproductive system: primary sex organ, secondary sex organ. I taught you. Let's take a little bit briefing of role of sex hormone. So what is the role of sex hormone? Completely, they are involving and controlling the process of gametogenesis. That is an important one. Gametogenesis, that is spermatogenesis and oogenesis. In case of the males, spermatogenesis; in case of the females, oogenesis. And the next one is they are responsible to development of the secondary sexual characteristics. It means those characteristics who are coming after puberty. That is secondary sexual characteristics. It means at the time of the birth, there are certain characteristics which are present by birth, and some characteristics which are coming after puberty. So that characteristics are also appearing due to the release of the sex hormones. So there are so many: development of the beard in case of the males, development of the hairs or the various portion of the body, and the change of voice, also change in the physical appearance in case of the females. So these all are the secondary characteristics which are controlled by secondary sex organ, which are controlled by sex hormones. Okay everyone, so that was the introduction of reproductive system and human reproduction. Will take detailing of the male and female reproductive system. Then will move to gametogenesis and other processes. I gave you a small briefing of this chapter. In this way we will discuss this chapter. So I hope you understood. Already we discussed in previous classes these terms. It was only for your revision. So try to revise, understand these simple concepts, and will move towards male and female reproductive system in the next turn. If you like my classes, hit the like button, share, comment. Thank you.